Welcome to the beating heart of democracy here in Gorton and Denton for the by-election. Well, you may say, has Sweeney gone mad? Has he gone crackers? He's standing underneath a motorway. What's this to do with democracy? Well, wait, because behind me is the headquarters of Reform UK. And if you think this is normal politics in a by-election, think again. Hello, hi. My name is John Sweeney. I work for The Nerve. I'd like to talk to Matt Goodwin.
Is your friend here recording by any chance?
Yes, he is, yes.
Could you do me a favour, not get the face in it, please?
Okay.
Not be rude, but obviously we're third-party contractors.
Fine. So we want to, but is it possible for us to talk to the candidate?
Matt isn't here.
The official word from the Reform press office is the candidate is out campaigning. He isn't really prioritising, their phrase, media facilities, so we won't get to talk to him. And as in other by-elections for Reform, they are kind of publicity shy. It's as if their message is out there already and they don't really need to go through the kind of things that we're used to in a by-election. Welcome to Union Jackland, and as ever these flags have gone up on lampposts not in the rich bits of the United Kingdom but in the poor bits. Gorton and Denton, formerly a rock-solid Labour seat, is one of the poorest places in our country in terms of income, people going to university, people prospering. It's right at the bottom of the country, and that means it's a great hunting ground for Reform UK. Who are you going to vote for?
Reform.
And why is that?
Because I've had enough of Labour.
Well, I'm voting to keep that fascist Khawaja out. That's for one. You know what I mean? We don't want another Trump. One's bad enough.
Who are you going to vote for?
Well, it's probably they're very unpopular, but probably Labour.
What's striking is I've asked about 10 people on the go, would they talk to me about the by-election? And the number of people who say no, who cross the street, who run away. Yes, I know I'm irritating, but I'm not this irritating. What's happening is that this is a society that is really pissed off with politics. And that makes me suspect at least some of the people who don't want to engage with us are going to vote Reform. So this is the Green Party HQ for the Gorton and Denton by-election. It's a hub of activity, a lot of energy, but much more importantly, excuse me, is the plumbing certificates of the Green candidate, Hannah Spencer. Look at these. So she's green and she's a plumber. What's not to like? Will you be voting?
Yeah, Reform. The MP that's gone off on ill health, he's wanted to stop my heating allowance, and I'd nursed my husband with Alzheimer's and dementia for 8 years. No, I'd had enough of all of them. Voted Labour all my life. I'm 84. I've had enough. I'm glad I'm on my way out and not my way in. I don't like the world anymore, so I'm sorry.
I've never voted, I don't understand now.
Don't you believe in democracy?
I don't believe in anything, only what I can see.
I'm not saying they'll be any better than the others. Anyone. I really don't know. But I've got to put my vote there.
Matt Goodwin, where are you? He's a bit like the Scarlet Pimpernel. They seek him here, they seek him there, they seek him everywhere. We've been looking, but we can't find Matt Goodwin. And I'd like to ask him two questions. Firstly, is it true that you said some sexually inappropriate remarks to a young woman employee at GB News? The Guardian say you did. Reform is threatening to sue, but thus far we understand no writ has been issued. Secondly, Reform says that there is no substance to another story about Nigel Farage, that when he was at Dulwich, he used to taunt a Jewish fellow pupil by singing a song, Gas 'em All. Now, actually, that is far worse than the allegations against Matt Goodwin. But, you know, Matt Goodwin standing in the by-election, I'd like to ask him these questions. So where is he? Mr. Goodwin, Mr. Goodwin. So as to the Labour Party, we phoned up the constituency office of the former Labour MP, and we wanted a telephone number for somebody in the campaign. They weren't able to provide that. They suggested an email. We went looking for the Labour campaign HQ, and we found it difficult to track down. It's not there on the internet. And it's absolutely true to say that in the whole of our day here, we saw one Labour poster, just one.
Labour have let down disabled communities when they threatened to take away personal independence payments from people who need it to be able to get by. They took winter fuel payments off elderly people. Here in this constituency we have a higher than average rate of fuel poverty, of people who cannot afford to put the heating on. They rely on those payments to try and be comfortable, and that was uncertainty, further uncertainty for people. And people just have seen them sort of abandon a lot of their pledges to working people and working class communities.
Public baths behind me tell you a little bit about this place. People here are very proud of their community, proud to be Mancunians, but they feel let down, and times are hard. Look at the public baths. A lot of them are going to vote Reform, and they're going to vote Reform because they feel the Labour Party have let them down. Well, to be honest with you, fair enough. They have good reason to feel that way. But is Reform the answer? You have to wonder, don't you? You have to wonder about the nature of a candidate in a by-election who seems to do his best to run away, or at least to hide himself from the media. And what about their leader, Nigel Farage? Well, he isn't here, at least not today, or at least we found it impossible to find him. And there's a reason for that. He's not in Gorton and Denton. He's somewhere else, on national security business. He's in the Maldives.